Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles, and we are going to be your co-host tonight because we have got a spectacular guest tonight who's going to be teaching you the basics of the LifeVantage Compensation Plan. Because sometimes it can be a little daunting, a little overwhelming, but after tonight, you're going to see how simple a brilliant person can make it. But before we could bring on our guest to go over the compensation plan, we need to tell them about this TFR Motivation Monday, or this TFR Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel, Marcy, right?
Yeah, most definitely, guys. It is always there for you, even when you can't make it here to be with us live for these amazing presentations that happen every single Monday night. We have the recordings uploaded to the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel, and they generally get uploaded same night, so you can go and find it. But you'll actually get notifications if you go in and you subscribe, ring that bell and say, hey, notify me. I want to know when this awesome content goes up, because you don't want to miss out on that nugget that could be exactly what you need to be able to build your business. So we are super, super excited tonight to have, so last week, we had his beautiful wife on here, April, sharing how to tell the company's story and how we make money. And so we didn't want to leave this guy out of sharing information. And he did such a beautiful job of sharing the basics of the LifeVantage Compensation Plan at Vision Summit the last time that we were up there, that we wanted to make sure that he could come in and share with you guys. And he graciously said yes. So is there anything you'd like to say before I read the short bio for Bob?
Yeah, so while Marcy's reading the bio, get something to write with, preferably a spare, because if you break a pencil lead or your pen runs out of ink, you don't want to be left in the dark. So get two writing instruments, something to write with, and get ready to have your ever-loving mind blown.
Yeah, so before we got the recording started, and before most of you were on here, we were talking about the series that we've been doing on the core skills of how to build a successful network marketing business. We've been doing this series for the past about 4 weeks. And so you have got information on how to create your names list, how to categorize them, how to do the invite, as well as how to tell your story and the company's story. And so tonight we're doing a special presentation, a special training all about the really the industry leading compensation plan. Sure. So Bob and April Wagner grew up on Long Island and currently live in Orlando, Florida. They met in 8th grade and have been married for 41 years. They have 3 boys that are 26, 31, and 35 years old. They love traveling, animals, bike riding, baseball, tennis, and Jeeps on the beach. They joined their first network marketing company in 1992 and stayed with that company for 25 years. They earned millions of dollars with that company until they closed down for good in 2017. They joined LifeVantage just 4 years ago and are currently Elite Pro 8s with their eyes set on Master Pro 10. So we are so excited to have Bob be our special guest tonight. Any last words before we hand this over to Bob to share his goodness?
Yes, you guys are about to hear from the Barbie and Ken of network marketing.
Well, this is the Ken side of it. Barbie
was last week. So this is the Ken side of this. And these are just amazing servant leaders. We are very blessed to know them in developing a dear friendship, but we are so blessed and honored to have Elite Pro 8 Bobby Wagner telling you guys about how simple this compensation plan can be when you look at the numbers. So Bobby, please take it away, my friend.
Hey, I can only go downhill after the introduction. I don't know where to go from there. And Marcy, you do it so well. I mean, you just could be doing ESPN or something. I mean, it's like, you're amazing. I got to share with the audience, April and I only recently met Marcy and Dondi, and Dondi sent one of the kindest messages that anybody ever sent me. It had to do with Jesus and Christianity, and it was during the July conference, July Academy back last summer. And from that point on, we became friends and got better and better. And then we decided to work on Vision Summit together. So it feels like it's a lot more than 6 or 7 months, guys, but it really is only been a few months since our paths have truly crossed. One of the things that I've been blessed with is my ability to see numbers and make sense of them and keep them simple. And what I'm going to share with you this evening, I've been self-employed my whole life. Okay, I mean, going back to when I'm like 12 years old, I did graduate high school because I had to. Okay, I really would have preferred to start my own business before that. Okay, but with dad being a cop, that wasn't like an option, quitting school or failing school. So it's not like I went to college to get some doctorate on math or equations or numbers. But one thing that I do see is the simplicity in it. Okay, the simplicity in the numbers. And what I want you to do tonight is, I'm not going to get real specific with numbers, but I am going to get real specific with what we earn when we do something and what we earn when somebody else does something. And when you think about that, okay, when you think about that, that is it. There is nothing more. See, we live our lives every single day. We know what something costs. We know what we're going to pay for it. We know what the other person gets paid for it. See, we don't operate our lives any differently, but when we get in a business like network marketing, it's like we put our dumb hats on, and we don't use common sense. There's a saying, the one thing you can trust about common sense is it's not very common, and all I'm going to share with you tonight is the simple aspect of what you already know how to do and you're doing every day. For the ladies out there, if you're going to go get your hair done or your nails done, do you know what it costs? Would you ever blindly go in to get it done without knowing what they were going to hit your credit card for when they were done? Okay, we don't function that way. Okay, if you were going to sell your house, let's say your house was $500,000 and there was a mortgage on it and stuff, would you agree to let someone sell the house without knowing what commission they were going to take from the sale when they sold it? See, it sounds kind of dumb, okay? But we operate in this business a lot of times like that. And it just doesn't make any sense. And then we talk to other people, prospects, who have no clue what we're talking about. They are not professionals in this industry, and we use our industry language. Here's what I mean. Like, if you're in the law, and if you're a lawyer or a clerk, there's a language with that profession. If you're an accountant, there's a language that goes with that profession. If you're in real estate, there's a language that goes with that profession. If you're in medicine, there's a language that goes with that profession. Well, in network marketing, guess what? We have a language that goes with our business, okay? But the average person doesn't know that language. See, they don't know it. It's like another language. It'd be like me going to China and speaking English, okay, when all they did was speak Chinese, okay? Well, what good would that do me? Okay, and if all they did was speak to me in Chinese and I only spoke New York English, what good would that do me? Okay, it's like, you like that New York English? Okay, I want you to understand the simplicity of it. And it's so much easier than you think. And we complicate it without meaning to do it. Okay, but we complicate it. And here's what happens. When we confuse a prospect or we complicate it, then they get paralyzed and it's harder for them to make a decision. Why? Because they can't see it. See, they can't see it. They can't relate. So now they're not sure, like, your product stuff sounded good. Your reason for being in the business and making a decision sounded good, but then you used language that was specific to your industry that they don't know the language. So what we got to do is use a language that's universal. Okay, so I'm going to pull up some slides and show you some examples of what I'm talking about. And hopefully your mind is already thinking a little bit like, you know what, that makes sense. Okay, that is, let's see. Okay, disclaimers, the slide was up. Okay. There's 8 ways we earn money in this business, and I'm not going to talk about that tonight, but I am going to start here. Okay. So one thing I do want to say to everybody that's listening in, or everybody that may be watching this in the future, what you're seeing with our average annual earnings disclosure is absolutely truthful and right to the dollar. It is exactly what it says. If you go down this column, these are the average earnings per month for the people that have attained these ranks. Okay. There's no guesswork involved. This is the amount of money that was paid out in total. This is the average earned per month. So let me ask you something. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Okay. So we talk about Pro 3. You know, that's someone that's doing 5,000 in points a month, and they're earning $600 a month. Now, once 600 to 700. Okay. So once in a while, I'll hear somebody say this, you know, that could cover a car payment. Okay. That's a good reference point. Okay. That's a very good reference point to make to a person, because you're relating in a way that they would understand. Okay. If they have a car payment and maybe they have insurance, it's around $600. So, but now the question is, okay, well, how do I get to Pro 3? Like, what exactly is that? And you got to be able to show them that. Okay. And I'm going to get to that in a couple of minutes. Okay. But you got to be able to show them that. Let me go to the next one here, because this is not where I'm going to spend my time tonight. When you see Pro 5 and the average earnings 3,100, you know, a month. Okay. Well, that's 20,000 points. What's most important is, how do they get to 20,000 points? And okay, what does the 3,100 break down to in a normal way of life? Okay, like how do I get to that 3,100? Now, here's something I'm going to give you some food for thought before I get into this a little more. You have to understand, in the beginning, when you're just getting started and you're earning 40% on everything that you do, you're in a position where you're going to make 6, 7, 8 times more money when you do business personally than when members on your team do business. That is a very, very important lesson in this business. You got to build the foundation of your business. You got to get the ball rolling. You got to get your team started, and you're going to make anywhere from 6, 7, 8 times more money by doing business personally than when they start doing business. But then you have to understand something. When there's hundreds of them or thousands of them, you could never out-earn them. Okay, that could never happen. Okay, see, that only happens in the beginning, and you need to take advantage of that in the beginning. There's a reasons behind that. Okay, you got to lead by example. You got to show that it's easy. I'm saying the work do is easy. What to get into, you know, that's what we got to get to. So let me just go to the next slide. Okay. Pro 7. Are we okay? Okay, hopefully I'm okay.
It looks like
So-
you're kind of going in and out a little bit, Bobby. So I'm not sure if it's us or if it's on your end there, but I think we've got you now. So Can hear you anyway. Maybe. Are you there, Bobby?
I'm closer to, would you turn it? Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, take over for a minute. I'm gonna get closer to my internet.
Okay, go for it. All right,
I'll be
guys.
right. All right.
So I love what Bobby is talking about here on being able to be relatable in the information that you're sharing with people as you're talking about the numbers, especially there at the Pro 3, you know, that would $626 a month is going to be relatable to a car payment and insurance, right? And then you get to Elite Pro 7, and that's just a whole different way of thinking about your life and providing for yourself. But it's also the example that in the beginning, your upfront money is going to be a lot more money because you're doing the work, because you haven't built as big of a team yet that will be doing the work that will outdo what you can do yourself. But when you hit that elite rank at Pro 7, you now have a team of people, and that's why your leveraged or your monthly check is creating so much momentum, because it's not based off of the work that you are doing yourself personally. It's based off of the work that your team is doing. So are you good now, Bobby?
I am.
Awesome. Go for it.
Hopefully I sound a little better. We've been having internet challenges the last couple days, so I'm right next to the router now. So hopefully
You sound great.
that'll do it.
You sound
So what the third example that I want to bring up is Elite Pro 7, and that's 100,000 points, and that's 13,000 and change a month. Now, on an average. So write this down, because I'm going to use some examples in the next few slides that I talk to you about, but that means you're earning about 13.5% average off of your team. Okay. Now, I'm going to use an example of what you get paid on your team, and my example is only 6%. But I'm talking about in the beginning, you earning 40% on what you're doing, and your team is new and you're earning an average of 6%. But you have to realize when you hit Pro 3, you're entitled to some additional income. When you hit Pro 4 and 5, you're entitled to some additional income. When you hit Elite Pro 7, not only are you entitled to different percentages, now you're in the elite bonus pool too. Okay, so the higher up that you go, the higher the earnings are off of your team. Okay, so I want you to understand that. So the examples that I'm about to share with you, okay, I am going low. Okay, when I'm giving you average numbers, they're low. Okay, I'm not giving you some high numbers. Okay, so here's what I want you to focus on for the rest of tonight with this training. Okay, I want you to be in the real world. I want you to forget all the terms and words that you've ever heard in this industry that are what I call are industry specific terms. And just forget that, because here's the deal. There's only two things going on with our compensation plan. And it's how much do you earn, or do I earn when I do something? Okay, that's number one. If you go out and do business, whether it's a customer or a distributor, okay, and you enroll someone, what do you get? Well, you earn 40%. Okay, that's the number. And I'm going to put that to dollars in a second, because we don't operate in percentages. We get paid and spend dollars, right? It's about the dollars, okay? So we got to even watch when we're saying percentages to a person, because a person that maybe wasn't selling insurance or wasn't selling real estate, they're not used to percentage. They're used to a salary or a pay or an amount of dollars that they get for something. You know, when Dr. Dondi was full-time chiropractic, I'm sure that there was an average percentage earned in the practice, but he knew the amount of dollars he got when he adjusted somebody. Okay, he didn't look at I'm going to make 10% on that, or 20% or 50%. He said, I'm going to get $58 from this insurance company for that procedure. And that's, whatever it was, he worked in dollars. So you and I have to work in dollars with this compensation plan. So here's the two numbers I'm going to be referencing. Okay. I personally, when we do business, we make 40%. On an average in the beginning, because most of us have new teams, right? Donde and Marcy have been around for, what is it? Is it 11, 12 years? Is that your time? Okay. So their team, they have some of their team that's 11, 12 years old. I have some members on my team that are 4 years old, but most of it is newer business. Okay. It's business that's not fully mature yet. So I'm going to say we're going to earn an average of 6% on what our teammates do. So 40% if I do it, 6% if they do it. So can you relate to that? 40 if you do it, and 6 if they do it. Okay, that's all you got to know. Okay, now we go to the next slide, and we got to make it real simple. Okay, because those are percentages. So what exactly does it mean when I earn 40%? Okay, well, what it means is on an elite package, I make $340. So in your brain, you have to realize if you sign up a distributor who does an elite package, it's $340. Okay, and if someone on your team does it, they earn $340. And I'm going to show you how to share that. I'm going to show you how to share that on the next slide. Okay. If you enroll someone with a premier pack, you make $100. Okay. If someone on your team does it, they make $100. Okay. That 340 and that 100 are important because those are two numbers that you're going to use to show them how they can pay a bill that they have. See, the 40% ain't going to make them understand how to pay a bill. 340 or 100 will help them understand how to pay a bill. Okay. On a Tri-Synergizer, it's worth $40. Okay. For you. All right. If you bring somebody in, a customer that orders a Tri-Synergizer, you make $40. If they order a bag of Axio, you make $20. If they order a skincare kit, you make $40. True Science for 100 points, you make $40. Okay. If it's a bottle of Nerf 2 per tandem, you make $16. It's 40% of whatever you enroll on that first order. Okay. But don't worry about the 40%. Learn the dollars on the item. Okay. Because here's something that'll happen to you. When it gets clear in your head, guess what? Your words get clear when you're speaking to another person. When it's blurry in your head, you are blurry to the person you're talking to. See, if you want clarity in this business and you want to be heard clearly, then these numbers got to flow. Okay. And they flow because you know them. And they become second nature and you just kind of whip them out. I mean, you just do it, If I ask Marcy, what was it going to cost to have her nails done tomorrow? She'd just tell me, well, it's going to be $45 plus the tip. Okay. Or whatever that number is, but she knows the number. Okay. And if she wants to erase the number, okay, maybe I can get the nail girl to buy a Tri-Synergizer and we're even. Okay. I make what it costs. And those are things that you got to learn to understand in this business. So here, let's look at this. Let's make this really, really, really simple. When my teammates do business and we're working with an average of 6%, okay, that's $6 on every 100 points, $30 on every 500 points, $60 on every 1,000 points, $300 on every 5,000. Well, let me just point this out because I told you I was giving you low numbers and 6% was low. Do you remember what you earned on a Pro 3? Wasn't it 600 and change? What's my example here? 300. See, it's going to be higher, but I just want you to get used to a certain number, and I'm giving you a low number, okay? As you go from Pro 1 to Pro 2, 3, 4, 5, your percentage gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you're picking up a launch bonus, you're picking up matching check bonuses, generational match. There's other things coming into play. So I have given you a very low number, but let's break it down to product. If Marcy was on my team and she had a customer or she was doing an order for a Tri-Synergizer, that's worth $6 to me, minimum, okay? If she did an order for Axio, it's a minimum of $3 for me. If it's an order of skincare, a minimum of $6 for me, okay? Here's the ratio that's very, very important. In the beginning, you have to do what leaders do. You need to lead, okay? You need to get customers in this business and you need to get distributors in this business. And you don't need to know how to say or do everything. You need to make the initial conversation and get it to the point where you can get them on a three-way call or a three-way Zoom, or get someone that's got some experience on the phone with you that maybe can speak these dollar amounts fluently so they can understand. And I'm going to endorse three-way calls and three-way Zooms big time right now, because there's two things that go on. You know, I have some members of my team that always use me for three-way calls and three-way Zooms. And it's not an accident that those are also the best trained people on my team. Well, why? They gave me an opportunity to train them while I was helping them close their person. So when they didn't allow me to do a three-way call or a three-way Zoom, they rejected my training. I didn't get to train them by letting them watch how I address the concerns of the prospect. So I'm going to encourage everyone out there. I'm showing you simple dollars right now, but don't ever feel like you got to fly solo in this business. Man, I got a doctor that I've known for almost 30 years that can close people as quick as anybody, okay? And he still gets me on the phone to show how the system works, to show the new person there's a team there to help. Even though he didn't need the help, the new person is going to need the help. So you still do the system, okay? So back to the numbers. So you get this down. Again, this is what you earn when someone else does it, as compared to the previous slide, where this is what you get when you do it, okay? Now, this is the big one, okay? You got to be able to show people how to pay a bill, how to erase a bill. So I made a few things here, either some costs or some bills. You know, ladies getting their nails done, okay, manicure, pedicure, mani-pedi, whatever it is. You know, a haircut, a car payment plus insurance, a grocery bill, paying the rent, paying the mortgage, putting the kid through private school, whatever it is. You gotta, let's see if this pull over a little. Okay, you gotta be able to relate how to cover the nails. Well, that's just you doing getting a customer for Tri-Synergizer. Okay, well, how do I cover the cost of a haircut? Well, I get someone in the business with a Premier pack. I make $100. Okay, how do I make the car payment? $400. Well, that's an Elite pack and a Tri-Synergizer. Okay, remember the Elite pack? I make $340, and then another $40 for the Tri-Synergizer. That's $380. It's in the ballpark of the $400. Okay, you got to know how to erase the bills on the left by what you do on the right. Okay, and when you realize what those numbers are, now this is getting paid 40% on the first order. Okay, what happens as time goes by, you get more and more teammates, and the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% that you can earn on your teammates will eventually surpass anything that you could do at 40%. You know, I mean, it's just how it works. Okay. Donde, would you rather have the percentage of everyone on your team or just the 40% you and Marcy make when you get customers and distributors? What would you prefer?
Everyone on the team.
See, but in the beginning, didn't you have to first put a lot of folks on, a lot of customers on, and then train them, help them produce? Okay. In the meantime, keep leading by example. Okay. So folks, it's not difficult. Okay. This business, but we can't use royalties, residual income, downline, networking. We can't use those terms. Okay. We got to match it up with dollars. Okay. When we go to buy something or have something done, we pay dollars and we get paid dollars. Okay. We don't talk in percentages and industry, dialogue. So when you start relating to people in dollars, guess what? It gets clearer in your head and it gets clearer in their head. And when they have clarity, they make decisions to join us. When they're confused or the picture is blurry, then they don't make decisions and there's still more that needs to be done. Okay. So here's the deal. And then I'll be happy to answer any questions or anything that Donde or Marcy want to ask. If you keep in mind that we're going to earn 7 times more money when we personally do business than what our teammate does, and you look at erasing those bills, okay, it'll be the best thing that you ever do for your business. By far the best thing that you ever do. See, 40 compared to 6, it's almost 7 times more. But April and I could never outproduce our team now. And we're 4 years in, not even 11 or 12 years in, okay? We have thousands of customers. We have over 10,000 customers, distributors combined. We can't outproduce that individually, okay? But in the beginning, we put on a lot of people, okay? We kept putting people on as customers, distributors, but I got a secret to tell you. We're doing it again. It's kind of like round 2, okay? 2.0, post-pandemic business, okay? We had pre-pandemic, now it's post-pandemic. And it's like, you know what? Nobody's starting all over again. Everybody's starting from wherever they were, but we're treating it like it's a new opportunity all over again. And here's why. You and I, everyone we know, their life changed in the last 2 years. And whether we talked to them in the past or not, doesn't matter. Things are different now. They've changed. So you should start fresh with everybody, like it's the very first time you're talking to them, because their life changed just like your life changed. So we're just looking at it like we're brand new again, and we're just starting over again. And yeah, it's not 7-to-1 ratio anymore, but we still get all 40% on everything we do personally. And if you want a good challenge, folks, you pick out a bill, okay, on this side, and not the first 2, okay? I'm talking about from 3 down, okay? You pick out one and challenge yourself that I'm going to erase that bill on what I do personally. I'm going to cover my car payment on 40% money, okay? I'm going to get 10 tri-synergizers, or I'm going to get an elite pack, or I'm going to get 2 premiums and 5 tri-synergizers, whatever it is. But if you want to really lead your group by, lead, okay, lead from the front. If you want to lead, you pick one of those numbers, you start erasing it on what you do. Your group will see you're doing it and they will do it. And here's what your group will do. They will try to beat you. And you should cheer them on, okay? Just cheer them on. And, so that, anyway, that's my message. I could go on forever with this, but let me bring you guys back on. And if there's anything that, that I left out or missed, let me know.
I would say you didn't miss anything. Right. That was absolutely perfect. Just the idea that, if you need to make some money quick, you need to go out and do it, right? because you can do it. You have this vehicle in your hands that you can go out and, like you said, take care of any bill that might come your way. You just have to do the work to do it. And as you're doing the work to do it, you'll be developing a team that over time is going to create that income for you to where you don't have to do quite as much of that 40% work, right? And so one of the things that I took away, guys, is I'm going to get better versed at the dollar amounts associated with selling our products to someone. Instead of it's 40% of 100, it's $40, right? I'm going to change my verbiage and my language. First of all, it's going to help me be able to connect what I'm trying to accomplish, like if it's that bill or if it's the infrared sauna that I want, what I'm working, towards, it'll help me get more personally connected to what I am trying to accomplish with my work, but it will also give me the better opportunity to be better versed for prospects so I don't confuse them. What was your big takeaway on this?
Absolutely. It was just the simplicity of it and the language, speaking the language. Your example of going to China, if you only spoke English and they only spoke to you in Chinese, you could hear each other perfectly well. You just couldn't communicate because the language barrier. Realizing that when we talk about having a downline and an upline or compensation or leveraged income or residual income or passive income, even, it's language.
You're from another planet, man, when you talk like that.
Yeah.
You're from another planet.
It's interesting because carrying over from my practice and even early on in network marketing or with LifeVantage, this is our first rodeo, is I wanted to, Tyler Daniels talked about this last week on the Elite call and also on the Premier call, is in the beginning, he wanted to be like the smartest guy in the room. And he thought the more he could polish his presentation, the more he could be really good at it, the more people he would enroll. And he realized it was the exact opposite, because it was his language was wonderful and it spoke of his success, but to the brand new person who's never heard those terminology or those words before or the concepts before, it is a true foreign language. So thank you for that simplicity, Bobby, and attaching everything from a product.
Well, and Dondi, here's the deal. We all already operate that way. Like we don't have to learn to operate that way. We already do.
Right.
We just got to dummy it down a little in our own business and use dollars and examples instead of our industry slang that we use. Because everybody knows what they're paying for something when they go have something done, and everybody knows what things cost, and they think in dollars.
Yeah.
So if we talk in dollars and use examples that they relate to, wouldn't it make sense? It'd be a little clearer for them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Marjorie Ham put a perfect example in the comments section. She says that in the Philippines, because she's a great leader in the Filipino market, they make 25% Smart Start bonus, which if they enroll a platinum pack, they get paid $250. And that's almost equivalent to a month's salary in the Philippines for some of the Filipinos. So being able to say the actual dollar amount instead, 25%, what does that even mean?
Right.
Well, and they're getting other percentages instead, where it's 40 here and 25 there, but they're getting additional bonuses off of the members of their team that we don't get here. Okay, so but initially, right, it's $250, and that's a month's pay for the average Filipino.
Yeah. So it just gets right back down to speaking the language that counts.
Yeah.
What matters. I think a lot of the times we get caught up in thinking we sound smarter if we use the lingo of the company or of the industry.
Yep.
Is that what we want? Do we want to look smart, or do we want to create an income?
Right.
Do you want to sound smart, or do you want to make a lot of money?
Yeah, a lot of money. How about everybody else? Anybody else? A lot of money? A lot of money.
Helping a lot of people.
We want to help a lot of people make a lot of money. Well, Bobby, you are absolutely amazing. We appreciate you so much saying yes, first of all, to come on and be our guest, but then to be able to just drop it down so simply. And it's going to be a great message. It's going to be a great teaching for many along the way. So this will be uploaded to the Team YouTube channel, the Team Freedom Range YouTube channel. as well as we will be creating a section on the teamfreedomreigns.com that has the basics, the core skills to launching your business. So it'll be available to everybody. So thank you again, Bobby. We appreciate you so very much.
Yes.
You're welcome. It was my honor.
Thank you for your wisdom, your experience in this industry, and thank you and April for being just the amazing leaders that you are. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So before we let you go, I just want to do a quick announcement for next week's TFR call, because it is going to be Valentine's Day. We want to do a special Valentine's TFR call, but it will be earlier in the day, 3 p.m. Mountain Time instead of 6 p.m., because it's going to be on a special subject. It is going to be about prioritizing relationships and making sure that you put your big rocks in first. So it will be 3 p.m. instead of 6, because Valentine's Day, we have a tradition that we must go and participate in. And so 3 p.m. next week, guys, put it on your calendars, please. And we will, when we announce it and put it out, it will say 3 p.m. So thanks for being here with us, everybody. Thank you, Bobby, and give April a hug for us. And see you this week. See you just in a couple days.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye, guys.